everybody. Let me get in my chair here. It's kind of hard sometimes. All right, okay, I'm down. Welcome. I wanted to make this a face-to-face video because I wanted to sincerely thank all of you who have made very encouraging comments and well wishes for my situation with my back surgery coming up, and it is scheduled for August right now. So I wanted to let you know that I'm going to try to be making a few videos in advance and scheduling them so that you'll have some content from me while I'm in the hospital. I won't be there long. I should only be in the hospital about 3 days, but I don't know what kind of shape I'll be in when I get home and how I feel. I know I'll be in a neck brace for a while, so I'm not sure how that's going to work, if I can sit at my desk and work. I've been in this state where I can't hardly move around since March, and as you can see, my nesting situation has gotten critical. But as I work, everything seems to be stacking up around me, and it kind of has to do that, so that because I can't move around to get to it. So please excuse the mess. It's just a good thing that I can create in chaos. I've never had a problem in being overly neat in my work area because I've always had this feeling that I had to see it in order to use it. And so my really ideal working situation would be a circular desk around me, where I really had just a wraparound desk that really circled me, and then I could just turn and find things. And I think that would be my absolutely paradise working area, but not going to see that in my lifetime. But anyway, I did want to thank all of y'all. It really it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to me that you care and that you really wish me the best. And I will carry those positive vibes with me when I go in the hospital for this first back operation. It'll be on my upper part of my back, and that's why I'll be in a neck brace. Then after I heal from that, I have to have a second one on the lower part of my back, which is preventing me from being able to walk right now. But anyway, I thought it would be great to just chat a little bit face to face, and I do want to start doing more because, you know, as I go along with this channel, I get to feeling closer and closer to my subscribers, all my commenters and people who I know show up repeatedly. It's just, I just feel more and more like family. And so I think it would be good if you could just sit here with me in my chaos and work with me, okay? I feel that we can do that together. I'm not the best tech person. I don't know how to set up things all the way and everything like that, but I'll just do the best I can and hope that it'll be okay for you too. Today I thought I would just be working on some of my little fabric pennies. This one I've just finished. It has a little backing on it. I don't know if you can see that. The lighting probably isn't good enough for that, but I'm working on this. I have a whole drawer of these up here that I'm working on. If you can see that they're just really pretty, and the little bitty ones are cute as they can be, okay? And I have a special purpose for these, and then some of them will be also finding their way onto my Etsy shop, but These fabric pennies are great little gifts, just hands out. And I'm really working hard right now at making quite a few of them because I want to hand them out when I go to the hospital, to the different caregivers, nurses, and so forth, people that come in and out of my room, and visiting friends. So that's what I'm doing, and this one I need to finish up. I need some red thread to do that with. Let me get it off my light here. You've heard me say I hang thread on my light, which I do. And little pieces. And let's see. This is fine like it is. And find out where I put my needle. I think there it is. All right. Do you like my little needle thing? I made that. Isn't that cute? I love it. And it's little, and it just holds a few needles that I'm working with constantly. So let me get this. I just need to finish the outside of this red one, and I will have it finished. And then I thought I would show you how I put some of them together to get the decorative parts inside. Okay, I have one here that I will be doing, and it isn't sewed at all yet, but it has the scrap threads inside of it. I think that's going to be pretty. I have some little ones here ready to sew. I think that one's going to be really pretty too. And what I'm using a lot is this nylon crochet thread, not crochet thread, embroidery thread, because I don't like to sew with it. I'll be honest with you. I don't, it's a nightmare to sew with. But I do love using it for embellishments. And what I'm doing is I'm just cutting off little pieces and putting them on here because it has a beautiful shine to it and gorgeous colors. It works so well as an embellishment. That's what I've done on this one right here. And you can see that, I hope you can see that it has the shine to it. I don't know what part of the world you're in, but right now, where I live in Texas, Northeast Texas, USA, it is hot. We're up in the 90s every day, Fahrenheit, and we will be hitting the triple digits, 100 plus, this next week. So that's July, August, and September for us. We can get some pretty hot weather. And also it gets pretty dry during that time, so you have to spend a lot of time watering your plants and taking care of things like that. So, and really we give up on watering the lawn, and because it just goes brown on us, but it comes back the next year all green. It's just that it's, you know, by the time you, if you're on city water, by the time you pay your water bill, you know, you can spend $100 just watering your grass a month, and that's just too much for us, you know. So, but we water our flowers and keep them thriving. So. I noticed on my subscriber list that I have quite a few of you that are from like England and Canada and Australia, and I just really appreciate that. I really do. I'm picking up more in different parts of the world, and I think it's so wonderful. Just the idea that I'm sitting here, but I'm in the well, living room, bedroom, den, wherever it is where you watch on your television, your computer, or your phone, that I'm actually there with you wherever you are in a part of the world. I think that's exciting because I'd love to be traveling there, but that's not going to be happening. And so this is the only way I'm going to get to be an international traveler. And I'm being hospitably hosted by all of you in your home. I think that's pretty cool. I just do. That's just, I love it. I do want to also tell you that I have a Facebook group, and the link is in the description of my videos. And I'm hosting there in August a event that really is designed to promote the love and appreciation of all kinds of stitching. It's entitled Calling All Needle Pushers and Hookers. Isn't that a crazy title? But needle pushing is what we do, and if you crochet and knit and rug hook and all those things, then you're using hooks of all kinds. And so if we all come together and we share our projects in August, we can maybe inspire others who really don't realize what they're missing because they don't enjoy stitching, knitting, crocheting, tatting, embroidering, cross-stitching, you name it, whatever it is. And so if you're so inclined, drop over, and you don't have to sign up or anything in the group. You can actually share without doing all that. But share some of your projects that you'll be doing. There's a post there that's on the top of the group page, and you can read about what we're going to be doing. So there's a hashtag that you can use, and that will help us to find your projects also. And two, if you're a YouTube creator, if you want to join and use that hashtag, then that helps us to find your channel and be able to visit and be inspired by the projects that you make. So if you're so inclined, please take a look at that, and also share it if it looks like something you think that would benefit the stitching community. All right, I finished that one. Cool. Okay, let's see. I've got red on here, so let me pick up one of these little ones where red would be a good color to use. Now, if you can see on this larger one, I just have a square piece. Whoops, this one's growing fibers here. I'm trying to keep those fibers for landscape I'm going to be doing. Okay. Get back there. Just a backing that's the size of the circle. The circle's 2.5 inches, I believe. This circle is. Yes, the little one is 1.5, and the big one is 2.5. Then I have a piece of batting that's the size of the circle, then a piece of fabric on top, scrap fabric, then whatever embellishment I'm going to put, and then a piece of tulle on top of that, so that when I sew it down, that is holding the embellishments on the tulle is. I'm not having to sew all that down. It's just encased in once I sew around the edges. Okay, makes it a little stronger too. All right, so let me pick up one here that I can do in red. Start in red. All right, I've got those same fibers following me everywhere. Get over there. Okay. All right. what I do is I go under the layers here, between the back layer, and in this case it's just a piece of fabric, the back layer, and under the batting, and come up just to ooch inside in order to start my stitching around the outside. Okay. And it's not a large stitch, and I do it up and down because I can keep the stitch more even that way. These surgeries and everything are coming at a really bad time for me, because this is the time of year that I'm usually working hard on making things to stock up my Etsy shop, and it's really cutting into that. But you know, life is what it is, and you can't cry about all this stuff. You just gotta go with it. You know, you always try to remember that it's not the fact that you can endure or you can deal with life. It's the fact that you can do it with a smile. It's the fact that you can do it with a positive attitude. It's the fact that you can do it while you're looking forward to the next stage. It keeps you out of the woe is me pit. It keeps you out of the negative zone. Positivity is one of the best medicines in life. I've always felt that way. I learned that from my mother. She was very much a positive person. She lived to be 85, and if you saw my mother or visited my mother, you would come away with a laugh. She was a hoot, and she was such a good mother. I loved her very much. She taught me a lot, and I thought the best way to show appreciation for that was to put it into practice, to live it. And so that's what I try to do. I hope you had a mother like that, and if you didn't, you know, there are a whole lot of great older women who don't have children who appreciate them. Maybe you can find a friend like that, and you can adopt her as your mother. Sometimes when you go to nursing homes, assisted living facilities, there are women there that have just been totally forgotten, and how they would appreciate a visit, a caring hand, how they would love to sit and reminisce and tell the stories about their life. And a lot of them don't remember because of dementia too much in the present, but they remember their past and the stories they've got to tell. So some of them are hilarious, and it's just enlightening. And when I visit with these people, I always come out with more than I ever took in. They give me more than I could ever give them. Okay, I got the outside circle done like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away the excess on the outside so that I can do that overcast stitch around the outside. So I just carefully cut everything away around the circle. So that's what I end up with. So now I'm back here, and I'll come from the back to the front and start doing an overcast stitch around the outside. Just trying to space it kind of even, whatever space I want, but space it kind of even. So it looks kind of neat. These little things are great if you're a junk journaler. If you like to add them to your slow stitch pieces as little novelty pieces, they're just, some people make little penny rugs out of them for mug mats, you know, things like that. Just, there's just no end. Anything, it's an embellishment. Anything you can dream up, you can do with it. And it's something you can just sit and do in your lap watching TV, or maybe if you're visiting with your husband in the evening or something like that. You can be, if you're like me, you got to be doing something with your hands. I never could just sit and talk. I had to be doing something with my hands the same time I'm talking. And so through the years, I've cross-stitched, I've crocheted, I've slow stitched. I tried knitting, and I have to be honest with you, I didn't like knitting. I can't really tell you why, but I just didn't like it. I took knitting class and committed to making a shell, to finishing the class and creating the shell, and I did it out of ribbon yarn, beautiful yarn. And before I made a decision on whether I liked it or not. And I did that. I finished the class. I finished the shell. It really turned out pretty, but I didn't like it. And I've always been, if I'm not going to enjoy it, I'm not going to spend time doing it, unless it's something I need to do. But I didn't need to knit, so I didn't continue that. And the other thing that it didn't give me was the design element, where with scraps and sewing and all the things that I can use, I can design to my heart's content. And I've never really had a problem with coming up with ideas. Sometimes it's like making the same thing, but making it many different ways. That's fun, that's creative, that's designing. And then thinking about just little things that are out of the ordinary or very ordinary that I can make. I love people, and you probably have noticed by now, I love talking. Sometimes I might get silent because a one-way conversation is hard to sustain for long periods of time, especially when you're not a real interesting person. I'm not an adventurous person in a sense that I have something exciting going on in my life every day. I watch some YouTube people that just I really enjoy because they do have interesting lives, and that's why I watch them. They do things that I'd like to do, but I will never be able to do. One of them is a gold prospector, and I have panned for gold before in Colorado, and I loved it. I didn't find any gold, but I could be a prospector that spent my life looking for it. It was just, it's like hidden treasure, just fun. I love that, and I think that's one of the reasons too why I like designing, because to me that's kind of like hunting for treasure too, because you don't know. I don't know when I start what I'm going to end up with. Even though I may have a broad idea in my head of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I don't know exactly what I'm going to end up with. So that is interesting. Well, okay, I am going to end that here. And if you like this type of video and more face-to-face and me just working on stuff, please let me know in the comment. I do not want to bore you people. And you know, just I don't do anything extraordinary. I just create out of my heart and mind. And there are so many wonderful artisans on YouTube. So I know it's a privilege to have you come and visit me and watch my videos. And I appreciate that, and I don't take that for granted. And I try very hard to give you some value for the time you spend here. And that's the only way I can pay you back. So please, I can take criticism if it's constructive, and I can take honesty. So let me know what you think. And until next time, please stay scrap happy.